are going to love this. I have sourced servers. Now here's one. They're both IBM, they're both the same model. This one doesn't have the hard drive. There are a few extra bits to come. There's another one under the panel here. Pentium 3, 2 of them. So essentially you're getting close to a sort of low-end dual-core, pretty much, performance. 2 gigs of RAM. SCSI hard drives, which I think inbuilt RAID. I'm going to crack open that one and have a look at that circuitry. 200 watt power supplies each, so not actually 200 watt power supplies, they're actually more economical than a standard PC. They're quite often about 300 watts each. The other stuff that came with it is some SCSI cards, 2 here. One which I believe is a RAID controller, which will come very much in handy. A tape archiving unit, which has SCSI only on the back, so I'm thinking, we could set one of these up as a backup server and then use one of the, and then use the SCSI cards to communicate with the SCSI unit. 2 switches and 2 routers. The routers are 2600s and the switches are 3500s. Hey, 2600! We know what console that is a reference to. I wonder if that's what they Cisco people were thinking when they designed it. Both the routers have serial ports, which is good. Got some cables, and I'll be getting a few extras. And tapes. With a total of 800 gigabytes worth of backup here. Fantastic. Right, I'll have to plug in the archive unit and see what that does. There's not actually much inside them. I had a little peek in there. Really heavy though. And look, there's RCP, but RCP isn't as cool as all this. Go nicely with my little setup down there. I won't have to rely on crusty old laptops anymore. Yay! I can put the crusty old laptops to better use. So that is my little haul. It wasn't cheap, but it was a good price for what I got. Thanks for watching. And here's one running. The hard drives are white, so there's no operating system on them. But then you wouldn't want there to be an operating system on them. That's a bad thing. Well, it is when you're dealing with this. Well, it is when it's coming out, when it's ex-corporation. So this one's got 2 gigs of memory, this one's got 1.25 gigs, so they've both got a decent amount of memory. When it all comes down to it, I got a bloody good deal actually. Because you think how much it would just cost to post these alone if you got them on eBay. Even if you got the servers dirt cheap, the postage wouldn't be. It's even got a little hex readout right there. Actually really quite cool. And a supercapacitor, as well as a battery. This is just sort of the grade of equipment you don't get. I think this is actually a dummy CPU. The genuine CPU is actually getting a little bit warm, but only just about warm to the touch because it's not doing anything. Plus it's not getting max air channeling because the hood's off. Got a floppy drive and a disk drive. 2 hard drives at the moment. I should be getting more hard drives in the days ahead for this unit, so I've got hard drives for both units, which would be really handy, especially when because hard drives also have a habit of dying randomly, so it never hurts to have a few backup hard drives. So, from me, for now, thanks for watching. This is brilliant. I'm really quite pleased with this. I'm going to have to bring up PS2 mouse and PS2 keyboards and then we're all sorted there. It uses a proprietary thing, but you don't worry about that because there's a little loop back thing. Solve that. And it's VGA, I don't have any DVI stuff, so VGA is good. For now, thanks for watching. Oh yeah, this one also has 2 CPUs installed. Thanks for watching. This noise reminds me of my work experience at CSC when I was walking around the server rooms. What a wonderful sound it is. And then with the SCSI cards I can link it up. I believe that one's a RAID controller. And with a total of 800 gig storage, there's plenty of stuff to actually set up a backup system, which would be kind of cool. Although it might be worth actually, here's a project, have the Raspberry Pi automatically power this and on and off, so you don't have all the time. So because when it's off, if it'll power off, there we go. The fans don't quite turn off, but they go to a low power state. So then you'd be like, oh, a backup's due. Then the Raspberry Pi goes, power on. There you go, ideas are coming up. That could be implemented into the final year project. The ideas are already coming up. Sony. Backup tapes. Of course it's compressed 200 gigs, but why not compress your data, get more out of it. Thanks for watching. Not quite as fancy as Mr. VX's full tape backup archive, but certainly on the same level of awesome. Thanks for watching. Inside the switch is rather nice. Looks like it'd be relatively noisy when you power it on with 4 fans to keep it cool. Power supply, high grade, high quality. That's one thing you notice about commercial equipment. It generally has a far higher build quality to it. You also got an unpopulated section, which is to do with an extra, what is it? 6 and 6. Well, it's not 16. 14 or something. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12! There we go. Plenty of Ethernet ports. Hee. And look, you've even got a little bit of graphic artwork. I like little things like that. Someone threw in a bit of personality who worked at Cisco there. And for those of you who are interested, here's inside one of the routers. We have the RAM, we have our flash, which has our operating system of, and we can expand our flash. And of course we have the various other control tricks, ROMs, and I'm not sure exactly which chip is a CPU. And of course our WIC cards. PSU. Fun! I'm going to play with these and see exactly what they have in functions. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this rather interesting video of new toys. I like new toys. I also have a GPS unit over there. Right, some more experimentation in the morning, installing one of the cards so I can link it to the backup archive. It's currently over there cracked open. You can see the PCIe card installed. There's the other two. We have some success. And of course, irrecoverable configuration error detected. That makes sense. It'd probably be best to restore factory default settings. Also, I'd like to make a note. Anyone watching this who has any particular advice or suggestions and that, feel free to post them, because while I'm pretty in tune with general standard PC architecture such as that and playing around with it, this is the first time I've ever really had the chance to play with server hardware, so there's going to be a few new things here and there, such as things like RAID to play with, and all that malarkey. There's going to be tape backup archives. I do not know how to get that working. That's something new to learn. And I also need to install an operating system on this. For some weird reason that disk gets a medium error, so it'd be worth looking into that. Might just be a particular thing, or a particular problem with configuration. Probably will probably be all the errors that are being caused. However, the server itself is quite happy. There's no error LEDs actually flashing. The hardware is happy. It's got a little status monitor, which is what that hex display is all about. Only seems to be picking up 128 megs of the RAM, which seems odd. So I'm going to do some playing with the RAM just to get it picking up the full amount. But any advice, feel free to comment, because I can pretty much guarantee a lot of you work in the industry and all that good. I'll probably use Linux to go on here, but I might experiment with some Windows as well at some point. But for now, oh yeah, for the backup server, what would be the best operating system to use? That's something I wanted to ask and I just remembered. But yeah, just little things of advice like that. For now, thanks for watching. This is all good stuff to play with and learn. Yay! My bad, read the BIOS wrong. It's picking up all the RAM. No, nothing to do there. There's a inbuilt RAID controller-y thingy.